I made a throwing discovery. Who would throw these away? All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome to the Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. Playing some Modern today, and we're playing the deck that I'm playing at SCGCon for me this weekend. For you last weekend, of course, this was recorded on Friday, and I haven't played the event yet, and hopefully I do well. But this is a Dredge deck played by Sodic. Came in second place at the Magic Online Challenge last weekend, and I played it so far on stream to a 4-1, off stream to a 5-0, and this is actually just great, honestly. I mean, Dredge, of course, is a deck that's been a major deck in Modern and then obviously extended back in the day for a long time, but it really has fallen off lately. But realistically, the combination of this being a pretty good build of a deck as well as Graveyard Hate being a little lower, and I don't know, just decks just don't really seem as prepared for it. And the deck is super clean too. This list here is just, you know, a lot of Dredge lists are a little more grindy. The lists that were played in Modern a few years back played Life from Malone, and we're a little more trying to play a fair game. This is a very clean, very kind of all in. This is just like, I'm a Dredge deck. I'm doing my thing. I have answers in the sideboard for hate pieces, and I'm just going to do my thing, and you're going to try and stop it kind of plan. And it works really well, honestly. So if you're unfamiliar with Dredge, it's a deck based around the Dredge mechanic, which allows you to replace your draw with a milling of 5 cards. And the goal is to basically dump a bunch of cards in your graveyard with card draw like Cathartic Reunion and Fungus Discovery. Dredge, 12, 15 cards at a time. Flip over your Silversmote Ghouls, your Creeping Chills, your Narcomoebas, cast those for free, get stuff in play for free, and very explosive deck. Very, very busted possible draws. A big draw here also is 4 copies of Darkblast, which is obviously excellent in a Ragavan, Dragon Rage Channeler kind of metagame. So very good against those decks as well. And if folks are just trying to kind of like play their value cards, run in 6 and so on and so forth, you can say, I don't care how many lands you have. I'm just going to put 15 power in play on turn 2 and try and kill you. So excited to play this deck. Very excited to play it in the event. And let's see how it goes. But first, we work with our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
CoolStuffInc is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, we're on the draw. We've got our Discovery, but no Dredge card. Ox Amalgam. We're going to mulligan this. There's no Dredge card, no way to find Dredge card. We have 12 Dredge cards in the deck. We're on the draw. I mean, it's like kind of close. We could Discovery and just discard Ox and Amalgam. And then like rebuy and look again. That's not the worst. I don't know. It's pretty bad. The chill in hand's kind of rough. We do have lands. We do have the Discovery. We are on the draw. All right, I talked myself into it. We're gonna keep. Definitely hoping to get Thoughtseize. That would suck. But yeah, we have basic forest here. Basic forest. A Boreal Razor, sure. Amulet seems pretty good against us. They have a pretty fast clock. Let's see what happens. Draw Tome Scour, sick. So that's good too. So yeah, we were drawing to like 12 Dredge cards, 5 1-mana enablers, which is pretty good. So let's fire up a Tarn here and get our Steam Vents. And give the old Tome Scour. And we hit a Chill, an Imp. Let's get this here. And good news is we didn't hit the Sacred Foundry either. If it's Sacred Foundry there, it would have been pretty bad. Because we couldn't fetch our lands, but Sig out. Beseju and Forest. We can dredge the Imp. Now we're dredging a lot of cards next turn. We can dredge the Imp, and then we get to Discovery, discarding Imp, and probably Amalgam, I think. Need to get some bodies in play. You know, they are on the play here, and they do have the Erasers, so their hand is pretty fast. Turn Timber, Serpentine, whatever. Drive Elysian Grove, all right. No third land, though. Fourth land, sorry. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. We get a Steam Vents and a Narcomoeba and some Silversmote Ghouls. All right. I mean, Here comes the discovery. Shock this. We're going to discard Stinkweed Imp. It could be Ox. We do have 2 other Ox in the deck. We only have the 1 Dredger. So this Dredge 5 has to hit here. It's gonna be Amalgam. I think we want a high roll here, and discarding Ox is like the safer play for next turn. But discarding the Amalgam is the high roll play, where if we hit, we'll put more power in play and try and kill them. So let's discard the Imp and the Ox and the Amalgam. All right, big Dredge here. We hit. Here's the Thug, and here's the Darkblast. All right, so we are Creeping Chill. That'll bring it back. Our Silversmote gets back to our Amalgams, and we got a bit of a board here. They're at 11. Here come the Silversmotes. Here come the only 1 Amalgam. So unfortunately, we're like halfway through our deck. We've only hit 1 Amalgam and 2 Silversmotes, but can make that work. And next turn, we didn't hit an Ox either, which is pretty annoying. But we'll see what we dredge. We have 5 dredge next turn, so here's your amulet. So I guess we'll sit back and relax and see what they can do. They have a Gruul Turf. I mean, they're probably casting Titan this turn, I guess. It's 2, 4, 6. Yep. That's land drop number 1. Land drop number 2. If they have a main deck Bojuka Bog, that would be an issue. Makes sense. They probably had the land last turn, but didn't want to play it because they want to use it with the amulet. I guess I could have like drawn the amulet because I didn't have it prior turn. There's your Titans. Turn 3 Titan on the play is pretty good. Do they have the Bog in their main deck? Gold Bojuka Bog. They get Valakut, or they can get the hasty thing and then get Valakut. Might just be dead here, honestly. So they get the hasty land, they give it haste, they attack, then they get Valakut, and just kill us. Yeah, that's gonna happen probably. So I guess they bounce a land here, so but Valakut still works though. So they would have 6 lands in play. They would get 4 bolts. It's 12 damage plus 8. We've already hit 2 chills. I mean, we would chill in our hand too. Yeah. So they're effectively at 8. I don't think we can win. If we had 1 more chill in our deck, we can maybe win, but pretty sure it's just attack with Titan, attack with Dryad. They get the Valakuts. They deal 12. We block, take 8, go to 2. Titans got Vigilance too. That's gross. They have a Bog too. All right, whatever. Fun. All right, they have the Bog too. All right, so that sucked. Let's bring in our Thoughtseizes and our what? I suppose so. Their hate piece is obviously Bog, and then possibly Endurance. I don't think we want Ending or Path or anything, honestly. I think Thoughtseize is the most important one to stop their Titans. So let's shave 2 Darkblasts, an Ox, and I think a Silversmote. Try this. All right, let's try and do a little better, I guess. Oh, we're mulligan. Triple Silversmote. No second land, no dredge card. Mulligan down to... I mean, this is fine. It's pretty hard to mulligan this hand. It's got the Cathartic and a dredge card. We're going to keep... It's not great, but we're going to keep it. Stitch City Brass. Put a mulligans to 5. That makes Endurance a little worse, right? Opponent's tanking. Jeez. tanking on 5 here. I want to remind you all, of course, check out CoolStuffInc.com. Promo code Jim5, 5% off your order. As always, free content every single weekday. I do a video article every Monday, like you're watching right now. And I do a written article every Friday. Last Friday's article is all about the themes and cards that might get boosted from the new Phyrexia All-Be-One sets. Here's Amulet on turn 1, which is pretty good. And we're going to go get just whatever land. Doesn't actually matter. We have City Brass, so sure. Get Blood Crypt. And we're going to draw Throwing Discovery. All right, cool. So we can go twice then. That's pretty cool. We'll just City Brass here. Actually, let's fetch. Let's actually fetch. Our life total shouldn't matter that much, and I think putting the extra card in the for Ox as well as just thinning our deck a little bit is reasonable here. So get our Foundry, and just give me a little red-white action. Discovery, discarding Smote and Thug, and let's just try and get the ball rolling here. Let's go Thug for 4, Darkblast for 3, and a whiff on the third one, so no Dredge. We got a Silversmote. We got an Ox in there too, which is pretty important. So just take up. Chilled once, one Silversmote. Not the best, you know. It's good. It's a good turn 2, not a great turn 2. Definitely could be an argument for Dark Blasting our own Silversmote in our upkeep to put some more cards in the graveyard. And then we can Ox or Cathartic. See what they do here. We got Amulet going, Castle Garenbrig. Sakura Tribe Scout. Well, how about we just kill that then? That works for me. I was going to kill my own creature. Killing your creature sounds fantastic. Let's Dredge Darkblast. We get Thoughtseize, Otherworldly Amalgam. All right, so we're going to cast Cathartic here. Split land. Fire up the Cathartic. Discarding Thug and Darkblast. And start dredging. 4. 3. And another whiff for a dredge card. I guess, like, we hit some stuff, though, so we have still got multiple amalgams here, but... Alright, attack. And then next turn we can Ox and find our Creeping Chills, so they gotta kind of go off next turn. We have 10 power in play, and they're at 14. Suppose they could cast Titan this turn in theory, but, you know... What am I going to do? Drawing a Thoughtseize off of our failed third Dredge is pretty good too, actually, if I get a Thoughtseize this turn. So if they don't produce a Titan this turn, they're definitely dead. So hopefully they can't produce a Titan. You know, a lot of times the Amulets are like, all right, I hope we don't have it. I'm just going to gotta chill here and just do our thing. All right. Game 3. And Gemstone Caverns come in, and the 2 Mires go out. And playing Sakura Tribe Scout. That's interesting. I feel like it's a card you don't usually see in an Amulet list. Whew. Not going to bother having Ending in, try to hit that Amulet or whatever. It's not worth it, I don't think. This is fine. Let's do this. Lightning Axes. It's like passable against the 2/4, but it's not. You can't have Lightning Axe in your deck, I don't think, if you can't consistently cast it every time. So, got Amalgam's hand. Unfortunately, Thoughtseize is nice and all, but I mean, like, we do this kind of hand where you just draw a land, but you can't risk this. We have the Discovery and the Dredge card, but with no second land, we also have like Chill and a Narco, which we want in our deck too. So let's mulligan here. Mulligan to a no lander, sure, and mulligan to pretty good one actually. Let's keep this, and we are on 5, which makes our hand worse, of course. It's definitely Ox. I want to keep Thoughtseize. I mean, the problem is we haven't found a. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Just gotta get rid of the Amalgam. This is fine. So we can do this. We gotta find Dredge card with the Tome Scour. We have Thoughtseize also, though, so. They play Garenbrig tapped and say go. So the question is, do I want to Thoughtseize before I Scour? Let's see what we draw. Draw Silversmote Ghoul. We're also a little concerned with Endurance, and Thoughtseizing first does insulate against Endurance. I'm gonna Thoughtseize. Alright, Thoughtseize, yeah. Their hand is Grazer, Grove, Pact, Castle Saga. Very awkward hand. They probably have a piece of graveyard hate with the Saga too. Let's take the Pact here. And then we'll just say go. Ideally, we should draw a Dredge card next turn. And kind of cast our Cathartic and do our thing. If we don't, we're going to Scour. They can go Saga Grazer here. Their hand's Dryad, mystery card. That is not a Dredge card. Okay. Get rather Confluence here. Yeah, I mean, the Confluence, we have white if we draw the other one too. Yes, like this, add a blue, Scour ourselves. We get a Chill, Silversmote, and a Thug. All right, it's pretty cool. All right, so here's Chill. Chill ya, get back a Silversmote, and then we found the Dredge card we're looking for, and we get to just kind of go fire it off next turn. We're in ahead of their Saga, which is good. So if they have like a Relic or something like that, a Tormund Script, whatever. Play a Farce. Kind of tense. They have some good draws here. Just gotta play Dryad, sure. They have Dryad and card. Untap and Dredge Thug. We get a Chill and a Silversmote. All right, no Dredge card, unfortunately, but we're gonna crack the fetch first. It's a tiny bit more like deck thinning or whatever. And then we're gonna Cathartic, and we're gonna just do our thing, I guess. All right, here we go. Thug. Stinkweed Imp. Got a Chill, awesome. Thug. Drain you. And then no attacks. I guess I screwed up. Actually, no, I didn't. I screwed up, yeah. I should have anticipated finding Darkblast, which would allow me to attack. So I should have fetched him a land, not tapped the black, and then had the ability to attack with a Darkblast up here. That was a bad play. I lacked the foresight to consider that I might hit Darkblast. Okay. So if they have a graveyard hate card here, we are in trouble. Yeah. I mean, I guess like it didn't change that much. Because if they just like relic us here or whatever, it's still really bad for us. But see what they have. Is what it is. We've dredged half our deck now. 1 Cathartic. 2 Cathartic. 1 Discovery. So yeah, so we still have 4 of our draw effects left. And honestly, the Silversmotes can sack the draw too, which is kind of cool. So cool card. So are they deciding if they want to get Amulet or get a graveyard piece, graveyard hate card? It's probably with Amulet players is that like there's a lot to think about. It's a pretty hard deck. It's a lot like figuring out like what you're gonna do and stuff. So it takes a while. Like they're just like, all right, if I get Amulet, I can do this. I can carry the wand, and I can get another mana. If I get Titan, I gotta get Titan. I gotta get this, and that. It's just like all right. We get it. You're very smart, very big brained Amulet players. I don't play Amulet. My brain's small. As a relic, yeah, sure. So that sucks. They're gonna cast a Dryad. Yeah, this is bad. These 2 forces line up pretty well too. Exile a card in my graveyard, sure. I think popping relic here is prudent. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. So I mean, if I had made that play last turn, they would be at 8, or they would have blocked and traded. Now we just like have to draw one of our 4 remaining Ludi effects. Maybe I should just dredge Darkblast anyway, because like this is obviously gonna happen this turn. And if I had a Darkblast, I could like attack at least. I could actually attack and then dredge the one they block too. Yeah, I think that was pretty bad too. Draw Thoughtseize, sure. I think I played this game poorly. Let's Thoughtseize you. And is Titan Force of Vigor. What? Why do they have Force of Vigor in their deck? Okay. I'm gonna cast this this Thug. So they don't actually have anything. They have a Suva. Like they actually have nothing so far. So we are in okay shape. I mean, now I can attack because I'll get a dredge card. I can start sacrificing my ghouls to draw cards. Try and find our stuff. We've already chilled 3 times, unfortunately. Play Vesuva. Copying Castle Garenbrig. You got it. Yeah, don't know about this Force of Vigor. Honestly, all right, untap and draw Otherworldly Gaze. That's pretty good, actually. Just gonna cast that right now and see what we're working with. If we had a dredge card, I can attack too. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll go graveyard. And there's no reason to keep both of these because we're going to obviously just dredge next turn anyway. Actually, I could sacrifice a ghoul end step and draw. Hold on. Can I do that? Great. Sacrifice a ghoul on the end step and then have access to both of these. I should like that, I think. Let's go top. And then we're going to attack with everything. And we'll block, or we'll, this should stayed on, because they just block with the Grazer. But they're going to block both of these. The 2/4s, we'll sacrifice one of them and draw. This gets in 2 points of damage. And then we have double over the next 2 turns. We're going to dredge a bunch of cards twice. So they're just like, just playing off the top here. We just need to draw something that gets through. Yeah, the Thug should have stayed on. That was unnecessary attack. Sunhome Fortress of the Legion. Always very funny draws this deck because they have so many weird one-ofs. They're going to fire up the... Sure. Slayer Stronghold, attack for 4. Yeah, so big punt there. The Thug should not have attacked. Just totally unnecessary. I could have blocked this, but it's fine. 13. Untap. Draw. It's Discovery. Discarding Imp and Thug. And Dredge 5. And Dredge 5. And Dredge 4. And there are the amalgams. We found them. Narco. Amalgam. Didn't find the last chill. Found an Ox too, though, so now we're like ready to rock and roll. It's Darkblast. I'm a last Dredge, of course. Just like as long as I don't draw Titan this turn. Titan or the Bog. No Titan, no natural Bog. Because we have one chill left. So they're effectively at 5. We have a bunch of attackers, so can easily find that. We can easily just dead deck ourselves next turn with the Cathartic or the Ox. So don't draw Titan or Bog. I guess Bog's even fine because we just killed them with our creatures, and so just basically just like don't draw Titan. If I draw Bog and I exactly draw the last Creeping Chill, then we can't kill them this turn. Or 1 short or 2 short, but what's this Force of Vigor? I don't get it. I don't understand. One Simic Growth Chamber. It's not going to do it, folks. Regret to inform my opponent that that's not going to do it. What are they doing? Are they just like... They just played Chamber and just bounced it and didn't even... Sure. Slayer Stronghold, Growth Chamber. They can bounce the Stronghold and reuse it, but like that doesn't matter, so... Here comes the 4/4. I don't think I want to block. Thug could put back something. We're dredging. We're drawing card. We're going to dredge 4. We want to dredge our whole deck here, so we got to math it out. So we have 3. And then Darkblast. And then 3. And then... Yeah, no blocks. It's fine. As long as our top card is a Creeping Chill, they're dead. I'm sorry. Actually, we're dredging. Never mind. I'm sorry, folks. Dredge Darkblast, and there's your chill, and they're at 5. We should attack all and kill them. Sweet. You gotta love when Tome Scour is a playable card. We are on the draw here, and this is a deck that mulligans pretty well. It's a pretty interesting hand, though. Gaze is a big one to help find our cathartic effects. We currently have no dredge cards and no enabler, but double Tome Scour and Gaze to possibly find it. Normally, I mulligan pretty aggressively, but I kind of want to keep this hand, honestly. Let's keep it and see how it plays. Double Tome Scour here. I mean, seeing 10 cards is pretty big, and then Gaze can help us out as well. Ooh, we'll see a Goblin Guide. It's a pretty good matchup here in Burn. And we'll see what our top card is, of course. And it's going to be a Darkblast. So that is our first dredge card. All right, so we're going to, I guess we're trying to Tome Scour. They play it. Unfortunately, this is going to hand. It's really soft to an Eidolon if they have an Eidolon here. So we're going to mill over Thug and Imp. All right, I mean, that's what we're trying to do. So let's get our Creeping Chill on. Next turn, we dredge 5. And then we can possibly set up Gaze for a, there's your Eidolon. Yes, unfortunately, this hand is a very soft Eidolon, being it has multiple spells to cast, and so we'll see what we can do. So Goblin Guide, Eidolon, burn, basically an ideal burn draw on the play. We'll dredge 5 and get our ball rolling. We hit a Creeping Chill. And up to 17. We want to cast Gaze to look for a... Let's look for one of our card draw outlets. Casting Gaze and Tome Scour is a little tough. We just hit our first Creeping Chill of hopefully many. Tome Scour Shock is pretty tough. Tome Scour Shock and Gaze is 6 damage total, and then 4 more on the attack step. That's tough. think we're gonna let's start by casting Tome Scour to see what happens. Tome Scour again. Take 2 off the Eidolon. We hit another Creeping Chill. And this one will not find Silversmote. You have a Silversmote in there, and no Amalgam. However, we did find an Ox of Agonas, which is great, because we can use the Ox, and that's a way to cast a spell through Eidolon that also dredges a lot. So I think we're actually in pretty good shape now. We'll just play Steam Vents tapped and just say go. We're not planning on casting any more spells this game, except for Ox. So I get back Silversmote, which is great. We take 4 here, but we're going to dredge a large portion of our deck next turn, and I think we're in pretty good shape. We've gained 6 life already, which is good. They're going to play Eidolon. Spear, trigger Eidolon. Great. I think we're golden here. We take 5, possibly 6 off combat damage. They bolt. They don't seem to, which is great. So now it's 13-12. And of course, the chills are also damaging them too. All right, so we're going to untap and dredge Stinkweed Imp. And we're going to hit an Amalgam and a Silversmote. And definitely a question of, are we going to even bother fetching a land here? We're at 13. We afford to fetch. Our Blood Crypt's already gone, actually. So let's play City of Brass. Probably not going to tap it, but let's just play because we're going to discard our hand anyway. And let's fire up the Ox. Ox of Agonas is the card that makes this deck work, honestly. Ox of Agonas is so unbelievably good. Discovery. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so Ox enters the battlefield, triggers Amalgam. Then, of course, we discard our hand and draw 3. And dredge Stinkweed Imp. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. And dredge Stinkweed Imp. And we get a chill and a narco and a bunch of amalgams. And now we're off to the races, obviously, because we've already dredged most of our deck at this point. Here come the amalgams. Here comes the chill. We're safe enough to attack here, right? Yeah, they're at 16. We're in great shape. So attack them down to 6. They cast the bolt and they go to 4, and they're basically just dead on board. I guess maybe we shouldn't have attacked there. Because like once we get to untap, the next turn they die. So maybe the extra blocker is worth it. But either way, I think we're just golden here. We're at 13 with 2 blockers. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, so there we go. Sweet. Yeah, pretty good matchup. They didn't play any white lands. I'm going to assume they're playing white, though. Usually Core Sanctifier is the primary hate card in these burn decks. So we're in our paths and our endings. And of course, we're on the draw, so we're in Gemstone Caverns. Sideboarding with Dredge is very challenging because you really don't want to cut too much of your engine. We could shave an Ox. 2 lands come out for the Gemstone Caverns. We take out some 2 Darkblast here because I don't really target much. And then the Tome Scours can come out also. Honestly, we should probably bring a Lightning Axe too. This is also a good Lightning Axe is sort of like your Tome Scour kind of card that kind of gets you going, and killing a Goblin guy is really clutch. Let's shave I'm sorry, these should be here. These should be here. Let's shave a Silversmote Ghoul also. I think this is fine. So usually don't want to cut too much, but the reality is when you're looking at the sideboarding, you got to think about like what kind of effect are you losing and gaining? So for example, Tome Scour and Lightning Axe is a very similar role in this deck, right? They're trying to just get that first dredge card in the graveyard. So those match up. Caverns and Mires match up. So we're losing 4 pieces of our engine, and extra the third Ox, dredge cards 13 and 14. I'm sorry, nope. 11 and 12, and then the Silversmote Ghoul is 1 extra creature for 4 reactive cards. So cutting a tiny bit of our engine, and then these cards are actually just like swaps for cards that do very similar things. So you need to be careful of not overboard when you're playing Dredge. All right, so hand number 2 is not so good. We have the Discovery, but no second land. We have Dredge cards. It's funny because the London Mulligan is so good for Dredge because you get to put the Creeping Chill back into your deck. This hand would be better as a 6-card hand than a 7-card hand because you want this card in your deck. So we're going to Mulligan anyway, but Mulligan down to Phenomenal hands. Keep this. We'll ship the redundant Cathartic, I think, and just rock and roll. We're soft to a hate piece here. Turn to Sanctifier would be tough, but Tormod's Crypt. Okay. So they hating. That's okay. We untap and we draw a City of Brass. So we need to try and draw out the crypt and then resolve our second Cathartic. A lot of Dredge is in games. A lot of the skill in playing Dredge is the game 2 and the game 3s figuring out how to beat their hate cards. Ideally, they don't have any, but they will often. So we're gonna see an Eidolon here, sure. All right, so not too bad. The discovery will of course pay for itself life-wise. Untap and draw another City of Brass. So let's go City of Brass, discovery. We'll discard one Dredge card, and we're going to discard one non-Dredge card because I want to be able to rebuild and go again. So we actually, I'm sorry, hold on. This is part of the thing. We can issue Dredge. This is part of the resolution of the spells. We can Dredge immediately, but they can just crypt us anyway. So let's try and do just enough dredging to make them be able to crypt us. So yeah, actually, I could just discard both thugs here, right? So we start dredging. And we keep the thugs in our hand and the cathartic in our hand. This is pretty good. So let's discard a thug and a thug. Dredge thug. Dredge thug. And kind of a brick, actually. So we dredged, but not enough to actually force the Tormod's Crypt. That's really bad for us. Because now we didn't force it enough to force the Crypt. And we have the backup copy, but now like we need to make them go again. So that was not a very good dredge for us there. Tormod's Crypt number 2. All right, that's a lot of hate. All right, yeah, double Eidolon, double Crypt on the play is about as good as it gets against us, unfortunately. So we draw Creeping Chill. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. We could have like just Dark Blasted to try a Dredge, but yeah, I think we're going to game 3. Double Crypt, double Eidolons, you know, pretty nasty. I mean, I don't know what we can even do here. Discard both thugs. Maybe they like crypt and they just have 2 crypts, so it's beating one. You can overload 1 crypt. Overloading 2 crypts is pretty tough. The dredge, sure, Dredge. Here's your Narcomoeba. This is the spot for they should crypt us. And we're back down to nothing, and they have another crypt. Yeah, we're just dead. All right, next game. That's fine. All right, so yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine. You know, like Eidolon is one of the best cards against us anyway. And then, of course, double Tormod's Crypt's a thing. So, usually if your opponent draws 2 pieces of graveyard hate, you're going to lose playing Dredge. But, like, the goal is that, you know, they don't, as doesn't happen in most games. And it looks like they're not white, though, which is important to note because now our endings aren't nearly as important. We want ending usually, ending and path, actually, to deal with Sanctifier and Beck. So we'll leave the endings in because they can force a crypt. Let's cut the paths though and bring these Tome Scours back in, I think. We also need to cut the lands, cut the Gemstone Caverns, and bring the Mires back in. And I don't think we want this Shatter effect. It's just too mana to deal with the Crypt is too much. So Crypt is one of the better ones too, because like it's free. A lot of times like Rest in Peace or Sanctifier, or like the 2 mana ones, you can dredge on the play before they can even cast it and do enough damage where it's fine. So all right, so we see Cathartic, Discovery. Again, Narco, a card we'd rather have in our deck. And the Gaze. The Gaze can find a Dredge card. So this hand is like somewhat resilient to graveyard hate, as long as we can keep going. So as long as Gaze can find a Dredge card, that's obviously not guaranteed. We'll have 3 looks from Surveil, and then our draw steps. We have 4 looks at 10 Dredge cards. So we're 4-1 hit a Dredge card. It's like, you know, kind of reasonable. Obviously we can flashback the Gaze, things go horribly wrong. I'm gonna keep this, I think. I think this is fine. It's not great, but I think it's okay. The fact that we have multiple draw effects is good because if they have a crypt, we can use the first one to force it, and then the next one to go again. So let's play Tarn just to go. Get this Gaze going. Not the best card of all time, but it has a job to do and does it okay. Here's Rift Bolts and a Crypt. All right, so fortunately, lots of Tormod's Crypts here. Again, Crypt it's funny because like they look like they're playing mono red burn, which I think is like strictly worse than Boros burn. Because they're playing mono red burn, they're not playing the better, more versatile sideboard card in Sanctifier. But they're playing the card that's more focused against us, which is kind of annoying. But shock this in and get our Surveil on. And there's your Dredge card. Cool. So we're actually going to bin this for sure. And do I want to keep any of these lands? I don't think so. Yeah, I'll just bin them. All right, so we're going to untap. And we're going to dredge this imp and try and force this crypt. So dredge 5. And we hit nothing. Just a stone whiff. So kind of crappy, but it's fun. All right, so we'll set up our discovery. Discarding the Narco and the Imp. And again, trying to do just enough here to force this. There's a Narco and an Amalgam. Is that enough? I don't think so. Dredge Thug. There's an Ox and Amalgam. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. This is fine. So I'm gonna just draw a card for the third draw, and now I have 2 Amalgams and a Narcomoeba. This is enough to force them to crypt, and then I can go again next turn. So let's cancel this and just draw an ending. Sure. I imagine this is a spot they'll crypt. All right, so there we go. So we lose 2 Amalgams. But that's okay. Very important to keep track of your of what you have access to. So let's take a look at our exile here. We see so far we've lost 1 Ox, 2 Amalgams, and 2 Narcos. So we have 1 Narco left. We have all 4 chills, another crypt, and a Eidolon. All right. Sometimes if your opponent, that's the thing about playing Dredge is if your opponent really wants to beat you, they'll beat you. So 2 double crypt games is pretty tough. We're gonna try and keep playing. Honestly, drawing a land here would be ideal. It's a Darkblast. So we can just like ending this crypt and then try and go next turn. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So it's ending the crypt. Take a damage. So we're gonna go to 12, down to 10, and down to 8. But ideally, we've hit 0 chills so far. We have half our deck left, so we're gonna hit a lot of chills in theory. If they have a third crypt, so be it. You know, you gotta tap out sometimes. You know, Dredge is a deck that definitely, you know, it's one of those decks that's very linear. It's very powerful. But if your opponent wants to beat you, if they want to set their sights on beating you, they can do so if they really want to. Down to 10. We're effectively at 8. If they have a Skullcrack here, we're also in trouble. They have Skewer the Critics, down to 7. Yeah, if they have Skullcrack here also, we actually can't win. But that would be a monumental amount of perfects. So let's discard our Imp and our Thug. And take 2. And start dredging. Stinkweed Imp. Golgari Thug. Darkblast. So there's your triple chill. Don't have a Skullcrack, please. All right, call a match. We're white flag. Where's my white flag? Here we go. All right, I give up. I'm done. All right, so yeah, I mean, the fact that we were going to beat Double Crypt there, but they also had to have a Skullcrack is a good sign, you know, because, I mean, beating Double Crypt is hard enough. But this game, if they had not had Skullcrack here, we'd be gaining 9 life, bringing back 2 Silversmotes and an Amalgam, and they would be at 9. So without Skullcrack here, I think this is a pretty clear win. But with Skullcrack, of course, we just die. So what are you gonna do? You know, so yeah, we'll use these and then we'll concede the game. So it's all right. No big deal. All right, on the play, and hand is great. Keep this. Yeah, Dredge card, lands, and Cathartic Reunion. Hard to ask for more. Only 1 Dredge card. Dredge 4 is fine. I'll make that work. And put them all against the 6. Get Silversmote, and then Ox is a huge one here too. Ox really is phenomenal. So play Tarn and conceal our intentions a little bit here. Go get a Blood Crypt probably. Basic Plains, fancy one of that. Little Bob Ross Plains. That's cool. That's nice. It's good art. Like the art there. Basic Plains go. Is this a draft game or is this All right, let's get our Blood Crypts. And we're gonna untap. And let's see what we draw here. Let's see if we're gonna fetch or not. I think we're gonna fetch. Fetch a white land probably. We have blue land also. We have City of Brass, so kind of like 6 of one, half a dozen the other. But Fetching also puts a card in the graveyard for Ox too, which is nice. So let's fetch here and get... I guess we're now unlikely to ever draw another card. Just get those Steam Vents. So Steam Vents, Shock, Fire Cathartic, and we're going to discard the Thug and I think the Ox. We do have 2 other Ox, and Silversmote, if we spike a Chill, will come into play, which is pretty good. It's pretty close, honestly. I guess with only 2 cards in the bin, yeah, let's discard Silversmote. If we whiff on the Dredge, we're only going to have like 6 or 7 cards in our graveyard, which is not enough to get the Ox going anyway. So let's discard Silversmote. We have 2 more Ox in our deck. So here's your Cathartic. Now let's start dredging and see where it takes us. Okay, sure. Mana Tithe, get off my plane. All right. I guess we'll just take our turn. Or they can just say go, I guess. Sure. Not gonna lie, didn't see that one coming. Horizon Canopy. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, we're going places. I don't know where we're going, but we're going places. Stoneforge Mystic for it's funny, I think that Shadow Spear. Is this a hammer deck? What is Shadow Spear is like 5th or 6th on the list of like, Batterskull, Cauldron Complete, etc. But sure, let's Thug. And kind of whiff here, honestly. Silversmote, and just like nothing. We've got 8 in the bins. If we discarded the Ox, couldn't even Ox. Do we cast the Thug? Or do we just hold it in case we draw another Cathartic effect? I think we just hold it and say go. All right. Yeah, Mana Tithe is pretty brutal. Pretty brutal Mana Tithe. Didn't see that one coming. Here's Urza's Saga. That card's good. There's Hammer Time. Okay, sure. So they already have a hammer? Sure. Okay, I mean this is a good hand, I guess. Yeah, it's a pretty good turn 3, I suppose. And we're dead because you can't beat a 12 power lifelinker. All right. Yeah, sure, I guess that's fine. Happens. Around tap, and yeah, we're dead. Okay. So Mana Tithe. All right, so we're gonna bring in some stuff. We're gonna bring in I think our paths are ending some number of wear tears. I guess paths. I mean, they could have Sanctifier in back, so like the paths are kind of necessary. I guess we don't really need Lightning Axe. Bring in something like this. Run the play, cut the Ox. Darkblast is like fine against them. It's not great. It's certainly okay. Let's see if like a Thug, a Darkblast, a Silversmote, an Ox, and I guess the Tome Scours. Unfortunately, we're a little we gotta bring in a lot of interaction here because the combination of they can just kill us on turn 3 as well as them possibly having Sanctifier is kind of awkward, honestly. But let's try this. Run the play. Let's try and not get Mana Tithe again, I guess. Double Gaze to go find a discarder. We can keep this. Man, Mana Tithe. How about that? How do you like them apples? All right, Giver of Runes. So we're going to gaze. We're going to see Cathartic. All right, perfect. So let's go graveyard and top. And let's fire up this Cathartic. And just kind of do our thing, Red, white. Scalding Imp and Thug. Let it ride. Take the 1 and dredge 5 and 4 and 3. Hit a Narco. What else we got in there? Nothing. All right. Well, they have a turn. Oh, it was kind of a whiff, honestly. It's a lot of cards to only get a Narcomoeba and no Silversmotes and no Amalgams, but sure. If they have a turn 2 Sanctifier here, we're probably dead, honestly. All right, sure, I guess. All right, well, there go all of our relevant cards. We are going to go start gazing, I guess. Probably we'll just flash back a gaze. We need to find a... We've already binned a path and an ending, too. We've binned 2 paths, and we have 1 Prismatic Ending left. Oh, my God. There's a Prized Amalgam. All right, let's say go, I guess. Well, they have Giver anyway, so we're actually just dead. We actually just can't win. We can't beat Giver plus Sanctifier. Yeah, because we only have 1 removal spell, and with Sanctifier in play, we can't ever dredge or make progress in that regard. So we're actually just dead. So, all right, yeah, I mean that's magic sometimes. Whew, that's a pretty ugly one. I mean, if we knew our opponent was playing like Ragavan for sure, but we're on the draw here, and we have 2 cards in our hand that we want in our deck, so we're gonna mulligan this. Mulligan down to, ew. I mean, this hand's close. The problem is that, again, we don't have that second land yet. We have Tome Scour, we have Darkblast, but we have the Discovery too. She should draw a land. The problem, of course, is that we can't dredge yet because we can't afford to not draw land, even if we're bidding cards. We're on the draw, though. I'm going to mulligan again, I think. Having that second land's pretty important. So let's mulligan again. Mulligan down to, oh my God. Double Gaze. And then a bunch of cards we want in our deck. This, unfortunately, the Gaze can't find a land and a 2-drop, so we're going to mulligan again. And mulligan down to... All right, this works. Sounds actually pretty excellent. So we've got a Tome Scour and a discard effect. And yeah, should have find Dredge card. On the draw, let's do this. All right. Don't Thoughtseize me, please. 4 cards in a dream. Sigarda's Aid. That's pretty scary. No Thopter. No turn 2 death here. Draw Prized Amalgam. Tome Scour ourself. Hit a Chill. And a Silversmote. And a Stinkweed Imp. Great. It's pretty good, actually. All right. We just have Dredge 5 and then Amalgam and Discovery next turn. It's pretty good. They can obviously kill us on turn 3 with Hammer Time, but, you know, whatever. It happens, it happens. Here's the old Brutski. Okay, so terrifying. They have they have all spells in hand. But no second land. So hopefully we can punish them here. Get some Narcos. Get a Silversmote. Oh, I misclicked. It's fine. All right, let's deal 3. And then we go land and Discovery. Discarding Imp and Amalgam. So big high roll potential here. First draw, Dredge. 5 and 4. And 4. And a Chill. Hit it. We got Silversmote in there, right? Boom, Silversmote. Boom, Amalgams. We got blockers for... Unfortunately, we don't have blockers for the Ginger Brute. For the Hammer, but play a Memnite, sure. So you have 3 Amalgams coming back this turn, and we have Darkblast available also. So... Although we're probably going to Ox next turn anyway, honestly. Here come the Amalgams. Yeah, we're just going to cast Ox. We're not even bother casting Darkblast. Just Ox to get the rest of our deck in. We have already hit 2 chills. We have 2 chills left. We have 32 cards. We can dredge a lot of those. Let's dredge Thug. Probably have a Hammer on defense here, I would guess, but we're at 24 life, so we can survive even a double Hammer hit. Cool. Sweet. All right, so Hammer time. Prismatic Ending. Obviously, we're scared of Core Sanctifier. probably want to bring in something like this. Nope, not like that. These Gemstone Caverns in. And again, so we're trying to make sure we're bringing in, we're not cutting too much of our engine. So we're going to look at, we got 2 lands. Unfortunately, we're not bringing in an enabler. We could bring in Lightning Axe, but it doesn't kill Sanctifier. It is an enabler like Tome Scour would be. Darkblast is actually very good here, it looks like. Let's see, Silversmote and Ox. Just Tome Scour, I guess. And then how much further do we want to go? Like the Wear Tears, I mean, they're obviously good against Hammer Time, but like, do we really want them or not? We are certainly diluting our deck a little more than we would like to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want these. Shatter's pretty slow against the hammer. I'm just gonna cut this. Just do this. We'll see for game 3 if it's like a rest in peace or something like that, but I think I just want the 4 answers to Core Sanctifier. Yep. All right. Game 2 on the draw. Gemstone Cavern. Turn 0 Darkblast. This hand's the nut. Oh man, this hand is actually the stone cold nuts. Because we have the turn 2 or turn 1 discovery, which is ahead of their core sanctifiers. So just ship a land here. I'm gonna ship the Foundry actually. This is set for any color, right? Yeah, so all right. And it's pretty good. And it's definitely pretty good. Play a 1-drop. As suddenly you can draw your freaking card. I don't even care. Ornithopter, sure. Go ahead, draw your card. Darkblast. No, I'll not pay the 1. All right. Dredge time. Turn 0 Darkblast. Lucky Man's Paradise here. Another Ornithopter, sure. So we hit Thug, Cathartic, and Confluence. This is great. Go fetch a black source, I would say. With the Lucky Man's Paradise in play, doesn't matter that much. Discovery, discarding. We already have a Thug in the bin. I might just start Imp Silversmote. We're already dredging 9. I don't think we need to have the extra dredger, so let's do this. Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. Thug. Whiff. Whiff. All right, that sucks. If they have a Sanctifier, we're in trouble. What are you gonna do? You know, we had turn 0 Darkblast, turn 1 Thorian Discovery, and we just whiffed, unfortunately. Looks like no. They have a relic. Ugh. Looks like that's bad. Yeah. All right. Here's Midnight. They have a land too, right? They don't have a land. They don't have a land again. Oh man. So they naturally drew their 1-of relic for Saga, but didn't draw a land. Better lucky than good, I guess. All right, let's dredge and find an Ox, I guess. Dredge Darkblast. Okay, we had a chill. That gets back Silversmote, double Amalgam. Unfortunately, no Ox. I do have double Darkblast, but they get to untap and relic me, of course. Oh, actually, shit. They get to get my Amalgams because Silversmote comes back in the end step, which means the Amalgams come back in their next end step. That's actually really bad for us. So we got maybe we should got an Otherworldly Journey here and just try and hit a Narco. Also, it also helps set us up for the next turn too, but that's really bad for us. All right, let's play Journey. Yeah, no Ox is pretty bad. All right, we hit the Narco. Sweet. It's a graveyard, graveyard, graveyard. All right, so those come back. Those come back. So we're in like okay shape here. We get some Amalgams back. See, pretty good board. They get to relic us. We have Darkblast to rebuild a little bit. We have 29 cards left, and we've used only one. Okay, I guess I have a land. Why wouldn't they pop the relic and look for a land? I don't know. Whatever. Sure, I'll take it. All right, so pretty standard last league before an event. I feel like every time you play that last league before you go for an event, you always just get absolutely housed. No matter how good your deck is or how prepared you are or whatever it is, you just get housed. It happens every time. So it's a lot of graveyard hate in this league. We had some rough games for sure, but it's just a deck that's not always going to be good. You know, if people are ready for it and they're packing a bunch of hate, you know, sure. But as far as how things are going right now in Modern with, you know, Red and 6 being in like almost every decks really being very grindy and playing a lot of Ragavan, stuff like that. This deck seems super sweet. You know, it seems like a really sneaky deck to break out. I'm playing it in the opens. Hopefully I win the tournament. I'll do a tournament report for next Friday. And, but if not, you know, whatever, that's cool too. So thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate it. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. Have a good one.